One more time. And what's going on, guys? The Functional Bro here. Today we're talking about the most underlooked aspect of your whole fitness game, and that is your feet. So we're going to talk about the importance of feet, how to turn your foot from a dumb foot into a smart foot, a couple of strength building exercises for them, and one of my favorite mobility flows that connect your feet to all the lines of your body. Let's get into it. So what is a dumb foot and what is a smart foot? A dumb foot is a foot that doesn't communicate well with the floor. This dumb foot can happen for a variety of reasons. Mostly it happens because people are wearing shoes, dress shoes, sometimes sneakers, heels that constrict your toe box. So if my toe box gets smushed in like this, I lose my big toe's ability to abduct. And that abduction is super important when we're talking about gait mechanics, power development, and balance. So a tight blocked up foot, we can call this a dumb foot. It probably doesn't receive information from the floor well, it invert and evert very well, and it doesn't help me in terms of function. So now we're gonna think about how do I turn my dumb, tight, toe boxed in foot into a smart foot. And we're gonna do that in a couple of ways here, but the first way to really try to receive information from the floor better is by giving my foot a little bit of a release. If I have a tight, boxed up foot, it's just like tight on tight. It's like cement on cement when I'm planting into the floor. If I can make my foot a little bit looser through myofascial release, I'll be able to dig into the floor, receive more information about it, and that can actually have profound effects up the chain as you move up the body. So the secret to go from a dumb foot into a smart foot is gonna be this golf ball right here. The thing about a golf ball and the thing about foam rolling in general is that you need to get deep into it. You really need to let your body relax. Your points for your foot can last up to 1 minute to 3 minutes. We're gonna go one here, one here, one here. My feet are dirty as fuck, but what you gonna do? So we're pretty much gonna break up this big pad here, and then we're gonna start going down here. So I like to think of it as like a little L, okay? Once I've broken up that pad with pressure point, I'm gonna start going with down arrows all along the foot in there, along the arch. So when you're doing that, you really want to let that ball dig in. You want your toes to octopus over that ball, and you want it to get super, super deep. This leg's gonna also stay extended, and I'm just gonna keep pressure on here for a minute or more. Letting that dig in. As I'm done that minute, I'm gonna move down, do a minute there, do a minute there, and then I'm gonna start moving down into that L, all the way down. I do not want to get this part of my heel where my heel strikes the floor. That can stay nice and rough. All this other stuff in here, I can break down a little bit. Okay? So once I've done my L up to that big heel striking area, I'm gonna start running lines right down the middle, up and down. If you find tight spots, dig into those tight spots. I got a bunch around the arch there, and that's where I'm gonna dig in. And again, you're just gonna do this probably about 3 times a week to see the best results, and you'll see immediate results. As soon as you've done this and you put your foot on the floor, you're gonna get a lot more information from the floor, you're gonna get a lot more movement from your foot, and a lot more potential to invert and evert and then build strength. Now we gotta do some drills to make our feet a little bit smarter after that release. So, I'm gonna put this band right around my ankles here, and I'm gonna really start spreading my feet just around shoulder width apart, okay? First thing I'm gonna do is spread the big toe into the floor. The pad of the big toe is gonna dig into the floor. The pad of the pinky toe is gonna dig in the floor as wide as I can. And I'm gonna set those 3 other toes down. Now, it's okay if they move, but I like to start here and find that grip where I'm pushing through my tripod foot, my heel, my big toe, and my pinky toe. I've got that freakishly looking big foot spread out. From there, I'm gonna get onto my arch and hold that arch for 5 seconds. And then I'm gonna relax and let my feet invert into here. Invert, evert up onto those arches, hold for 5. Invert, evert, dig those toes on the floor, squeeze for 5. So it's really important that our foot not only gets onto that arch, but we need to explore both ways. My foot should be able to go like this and dig in and receive information from the floor both ways. Most people are really lacking that arch because of whatever it is. I've seen tons of hockey players that wear skates all the time who've lost their arch just due to the nature of wearing skates, and they come in like here. So we're gonna work a little bit more on the arch than the other way today. What I'm gonna do is get on top of a dumbbell here, and simply just hold. Try to use that arch and use that balance. About 30 seconds each leg. It's okay if you fall off a couple times. Just really try to dig that arch in. One of my other favorite drills to kind of get my foot moving and connecting with the lines of my body is just a simple lunge matrix where I drive my foot up, get the glute, get the arch, and then do a one-leg hinge. Let my foot mush in, let it do all those moves around that it wants to do. Stabilize. I'm going to go into a lateral lunge. Feet are communicating. Step back to stable. Hinge. Drive up. Step. Stable. So I hope you learned a little bit of how important your feet are. You should be golf balling your feet multiple times per week. You should be working your balance just as much as you're squatting, lunging, and deadlifting. For more information, go to thefunctionalbro.com. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Have a fucking